All right, so since we've been talking about trying to utilize a little bit more technology in our PE classes, okay, we're gonna go over today one of the resources that we could potentially use in our class. It's kind of a cool thing, online resource. It's called Muscle Wiki. Okay, so basically what it is, okay, it's an online database of muscles, exercises, stretches, and a whole bunch of other stuff that could relate really, really well to what we're doing in some of our strength training classes. Okay, one of the really positive things about this is that it utilizes the same muscle man that we've been using in class. So the one that we've been labeling, have the kids label, it has that exact same guy on it. So it's not gonna be anything new. It's not like switching up anything crazy. It's just adding in a technological element that's gonna give the kids another chance to see things, be able to visualize stuff a little bit better, and just have an online resource that they can reference all the time. So I'm gonna show you the website here. I'm just gonna briefly go over it. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to look at it a little bit more fully. So basically what it is you can see it, you could choose male or female. You could choose exercises, stretches, body weight up here. And then the really cool thing about it is interactive. So if you click on one of the muscle groups, let's say we're looking at the pecs, okay, it's gonna give you chest, which is kind of that term we refer to it, the colloquial term, right? If we're saying doing chest exercises. The cool part is it'll give you actually what the chest muscles are. So right, we want them to know the actual muscles in there rather than just saying I'm doing chest, I'm just doing legs, right? We want them to know the specific muscles. So it'll give you an overview of that muscle group, kind of tell you right here has the 3 different pectoralis minor, pectoralis major. Okay, it's going to give you an overview. And then if you scroll down, it's actually going to be able to give you exercises that you can do to work that muscle group. And the best part is it'll also give you videos of how to do it with proper technique. So I think that's going to be the best part for our kids. It gives you step-by-step instructions. And then if you scroll down, it'll just give you a bunch of different exercises that you can use for each one of those muscle groups themselves. So what I'm going to have you do right now is take a couple minutes. It has a mobile version. So if you go to musclewiki.org on your phones, take a couple minutes, scroll through, play with it, kind of see what they have there, just so you get a little bit better overview of it. And then we'll come back, we'll look at kind of how we can use this. Once you get the feel for it, we can talk about how we can use it as teachers a little bit better, how the students could use it, and potentially some projects and things of that nature that we can do based off of this. So yeah, take a couple minutes, look through the stretches. Okay, there's also body weight exercises, weighted exercises that we could do based off that.
I like the 1 rep max calculator on here.
Yeah, that's actually, it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, not that many schools actually use like real 1 rep max tests anymore, do they? It's all got to be calculated. But yeah, that's nice too, because then especially with the math standards that we have to do like math in our class, it's a perfect way to do it.
I did 3 to 5.
Yeah, that's so much better for their safety. But yeah, then it's perfect because then they can look at it, and then using this website, like they can do the 1 rep max calculator on there. So that's another really cool feature of it.
I had some use for their project the macro calculator.
Yeah, like it's so cool, like all the different stuff that you can do on this. Like I still haven't. Like it just seems like there's more and more stuff coming up on it. Like you can use it for the basics, and then. Right. So have you guys had a chance to look through it a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So then moving on, so talking a little bit about how we ourselves as teachers can use this, okay? One of the big things is it's a super easy way to introduce at the start of the semester the muscle groups that we want them to focus on, right? We have this one-stop resource that we can pull up, okay? It's gonna have the same format each day, each muscle group that we wanna use. So when we're teaching the lifts at the start of the semester, making sure they're safe, making sure they know what they're doing, we have that ability to pull up a website, okay, they know what it looks like, and then we can introduce the major lifts as well as show them with the video. So I think between that, telling them the muscles, having that resource, and then them being able to see the videos, us demonstrating it, and then them doing it is going to be huge in terms of letting them just having that consistency in there. And then also another big thing is that we have that resource that has the correct lifting technique in there. So before we were looking on YouTube, we had to go search a bunch of different videos, scroll through a bunch of pages to find like a good lifting technique, one of those good videos. Here, we have that already in the website. So it's gonna take down a lot on the time that it takes for us to find those videos to be able to show the kids proper lifting technique and all of that stuff. Okay. And then also another big thing here too with that is that we can narrow down the lifts that they're gonna do in class with the lifts that they have on this website. Okay, because they have all the demonstrations on there. So we can narrow it down, we can give them that list, and then we know that they have that reference point, they can go look at the technique and all that stuff, and they're not gonna be doing something where they don't really know how to do the lift, they're not looking up some weird stuff on some crazy YouTube channel where they're gonna hurt themselves. So that's a couple ways that we can use this resource as us. For our kids, one of the best things about this, like I said, is that it's that consistency that we have. So when we're doing the quizzes on the muscle groups, on the lifting technique, it's all coming from this resource, right? So we're using the resource to teach them, and then they're using the same resource to be able to look at it, to be able to study it, and know that's where we're pulling the information from, right? Because especially with lifting, there's a bunch of people who say a bunch of different things out there. You don't know who's good, who's bad, especially for the kids. So when we're reinforcing the stuff on this website, it lets them know that that's what they're going to be doing, and they know that they can use that to study everything. Another really cool thing about this for our students being able to use it is that mobile version that you guys just looked at. They can pull that up in class. We all know that they have their phones on them, right? So we can use that, we can let them use their technology in class. And if they're kind of worried about something, they might not know how to do it or just want to double check, we could just have them pull this up and look at those videos before they do the actual lift to make sure that they're using the correct technique. So again, we're going to be using those cell phones in class rather than getting on them, not letting them have it. We could use them to actually benefit them in class, make sure they're safe, make sure they're doing things properly, and just using their time more efficiently. And then also, again, using this website with all the major muscle groups when they're putting together their lifting programs. Okay, again, just having that website, being able to pull it up on their phone and knowing the different lifts that they could do for each muscle group is going to let them put together their workout programs and plans a little bit more efficiently. And again, utilizing the lifts that are on there, so where we can use those, we're accepting of those, and it's just easy for them to find those different lifts to get those muscle groups. More so off that, kind of thinking long term, maybe not this semester, but something that we could think about is potentially using this as kind of a platform or a model and having them almost create their own muscle wiki throughout the semester, right? Again, trying to utilize a little bit more technology in our classes. We can kind of try to have them create their own muscle wiki throughout the semester. So things like they can take videos of them performing each one of those lifts that they're going to be using, that's another good way for us to be able to see that they're using correct technique, be able to grade them on their technique on their lifts, right? If they're having a running website throughout the semester, right? One day, if we're focusing on chest, that's the video day. They do a couple videos, they post it to their website. We're able to go in and check that, see that they're doing it properly, kind of grade them on our rubric for the lifting. And then we can have them continuously do that throughout the semester. And then by the end of it, they could have a full muscle wiki of videos on there for us to look at. We could also potentially have them put those workout plans that they create on a separate tab on that website. And then again, we can review that, check that over every week, making sure that they're doing their workout plans, making sure they're switching up, making sure they're the correct focus, whether it's muscular endurance, strength, all that type of stuff. And then one of the cool things about potentially doing this type of their own website is that they'd have something to look back on later.
Absolutely.
Right? They're out of high school, maybe they're in college, they haven't worked out in a while. Instead of starting from scratch, they can reference that website that they created and look at those workout plans like, okay, I have something to go off of. I can look back at my videos that I've done. And that way they're not starting from scratch again, which is kind of what we're trying to teach them in this class. That is basis of lifelong working out, lifting, using all that technique. So that's just kind of a brief overview of Muscle Wiki. Hopefully we could kind of start incorporating that a little bit more into our curriculum for the rest of this semester, look at it, maybe expand a little bit more going into next semester. But I definitely think this is a tool that's going to be really beneficial for us to use through during the whole weight training curriculum.